Welcome to the Could Be Better podcast. I am Chris Perry.
I'm Colin McGuire.
And we're talking about hustling. Did you see that new movie with Jennifer Lopez, Hustlers?
That's not new anymore. That's got to be like 5 years old.
But I mean, it didn't come out in theaters, did it? Like it was in the weird times?
I don't know. I think it might have. I'm going to look that up while you riff.
Yeah. But hustling, I mean, it's the way of now.
It's the way of, yeah. If you're not a hustler, you're not nobody.
No. Speaking of not being nobody, this show,
it's 2019, by the way, 2019.
Yeah, dude, totally. And like, what month though? Because 2019 is when stuff started to kind of like
lose control. It was 2020 when it was March 2020 when everything started losing control. Hustle your way to shit. Okay?
Speaking of hustling ways to shit, our show sponsor for today and forever, because we have it in contract, is Old Mother Brewing. Colin, I have gotten to this point where people have told me that the classics never go out of style, but they do. They do. And Old Mother,
where's this going?
I never thought that they would too, but they won't. And it's great. And they have some new beers that are on tap. You should go try them out. I was blown away by how good my favorite beer of theirs is. And it's not the double motorcycle beer because they only have that whenever they decide they want to, which let's start a petition now. Subscribers, followers, Patreon, influencers. Let's go. Let's start sending emails to could be better at gmail.com for getting a petition started to bring back the tandem biker beer. But they have a new Yum Drops fruited sour, Colin. And I don't know if you like sours, but I know you like sour candy.
Yeah. I do.
God, this is going great.
I don't. What was it when we had them on? What was it? Was it a big gummy bear? Was it? What was it?
Yes, it was a giant. It was like 10 pounds, 30-pound gummy bear. It's something crazy.
Yeah, I'm in the back, but go.
This is pretty much a gummy bear inside of a beer. It's a Yum Drops fruited sour, 4.6%, slightly tart thirst quencher. Also Colin's nickname in middle school. Flavors of blood orange, strawberry, and a slight touch of lactose, which I don't know what lactose tastes like, but it rounds it all out.
Like intolerance. That's what it tastes like.
And thank you for joining the GOP podcast. We're going to talk to Tucker Carlson about intolerance. Colin.
Yeah, you had something there and then you stopped. Or you were hoping something would come, but it didn't come.
I've heard that before.
Hey, now.
You're an all-star. Get your game on. Go. But
we have shows coming up, don't we? We have shows we want to talk.
We have so many shows coming up.
And I'm turning 22 this week.
Dude, I wish you were actually turning 22 because then we could call up our friend Tay and she could sing you a song. It'd be awesome. But yeah, so this week, it is the week of the 14th. So this weekend, we don't have anything. But in 2 weeks or 1 week on April 23rd at Old Mother Brewing, we have the Frederick Band TV. Shout out to that band and my buddy Spencer, who plays drums for them now. Kite Wave, obviously friends of the show, and Sir Lando, which I'm hoping is a medieval name for Orlando Calrissian, because that would be kind of cool. And that's happening. A lot of words, and I'm just talking. Whatever, guys. I'm sorry. April 23rd, 7 p.m. till whenever we finish up. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great, and it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I thought I had something important to say, but then I realized I never have anything important to say.
Well, nacho fries are back, so that's a plus.
Yeah, let's break some news. Nacho fries are great, and they're better in the burrito than they are outside.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've yet to go back since I had the last bad experience. But I really because
you got wings.
Fries. No, it wasn't that experience. I like those. I like those wings. It was a late night thing, in fact, and I think ironically enough, I was with Joe. We went. It was after the last time we played together.
Joe Mama.
Yeah, Joe Mama, and we went and we spent like $30, and
I got a lot for Taco Bell.
I know. I got a bunch of hard tacos, and they were all soggy by the time I ate them 2 minutes later. So it was bad. I haven't gone back since, but I do very much like the nacho fries. By the way, Um, anybody listening in Frederick would know this. I didn't know this over until this past weekend. Chris, did you know this about this new restaurant downtown? There's a new restaurant by the tasting room. I think
Sushi
it's
place.
Yeah, I believe so. Have you been there?
No, but I've only heard amazing things. I think
Yeah.
it's called something two. Oh, it's Sapporo too. Because and here's what's crazy. I got the download when my friend went there a couple months ago, and he said because they didn't have their liquor license, it was BYOB, so that was kind of legit.
There you go.
And Sapporo 1 is up in like Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and it's a sushi place, so it's probably the only one. And I heard it's better than Lazy Fish.
Hey, you didn't hear that from Chris. We're just trying to get a sponsor. If they
Lazy Fish, help us increase your sales. Call us.
Yeah, we'll have you on.
Could be better.
Yeah, you could come on, talk about sushi and all the music that inspires your sushi.
And we can talk about the secret room that's upstairs that I've never sat in, and I've tried every time I've gone. Never been able to go.
Oh man. You know who we should actually have on? The owners of Pizza Blitz.
Dude, I need to figure out how they make that matter. Okay, so back to that sushi place though, man. So Sapporo too. Apparently like it's legit. And they are, I think they have their bar in now. But it just kind of showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah. I also love places that are named two, even though they're the first installment you've heard of. There was a bar in Hagerstown. When I moved to Maryland, I lived in Hagerstown for a whole bunch of years. Miss Hagerstown too. Should have never left. should have never fucked that up. But I went to this place called Breakaway 2, which apparently there's a Breakaway 1 that was a sports bar. I want to say either in Pennsylvania or West Virginia. I don't know, one of those. But I always knew it as Breakaway 2. So I found it very charming to go to Breakaway 2. And this place now is Sapporo 2. It sells pizza.
Yeah. And Sapporo. Sapporo is Michael Scott's favorite pizza place, New York style, Chicago. But was it spelled Breakaway TOO? Because then I would have been confused.
No, but that would have been clever. The last time I was in Hagerstown, I thought I would stop by for old times sake and get some food. And I called in to order to go stuff. And they're like, "We are not a bar. We do not serve food anymore." It's like, "Oh, what are you? We're a liquor store." Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, but they were angry about that. I wanted to get to this real quick because I know you're going to want to wrap up the intro soon. Because you mentioned Michael Scott. Did you see, as we record this, the teaser trailer for the final half of the last season?
Yes.
Ozark. Yes.
Which I knew as soon as you said Michael Scott, I knew you were going to Jason Bateman because obviously that thread is what friends are made of. And
what did you think?
I can't wait.
Do you have any predictions?
Everybody dies.
Has to.
Yeah. I mean, if it ends, it's going to end with either Mr. or Mrs. Bird driving alone, and that's the end of the show.
I think it should be what's his nuts, the kid driving alone. Jonah. Even though he's been getting on my goddamn nerves.
Yeah, it's tough when like there's little kids and then they grow up into like bigger humans in the show. They always get shitty. Like Walter Jr. Yeah. Come on.
Okay, now we're grading on a curve. But I saw something on Twitter earlier today about Skylar White. Because this was funny. So part of the stuff that I do outside of this, amazingly enough, the Could Be Better podcast doesn't pay all of our bills. We have to do other stuff. And I write for a website, or I guess Chris takes all the money, he was going to say.
Yeah, I was about to say, thank you.
Pop Matters. And when the final season of Breaking Bad, the final half of the final season of Breaking Bad was going on, I was asked to be part of a group to write all these different types of essays as every episode was going on. And I was asked by my editor to write a piece defending Skylar because everybody who watched the show hated Skylar White.
Yeah.
And I did. And that was that. And then today, how many years later, I saw somebody tweet something along the lines of, the only reason people hated Skylar White was because of misogyny. And they let Walter get away with everything, but she was just as selfish. But when she was selfish, everybody hated her for it. What is your position on that?
Yeah, I think you were ahead of the times.
Well, what do you think? Do you like Skylar?
No, I mean, like, I think along with the rest of America, my first gut instinct was, hey, yeah, she's the worst. But then when you realize, oh, she's doing the exact same things that Walter's doing, you're like, come on.
Come on.
It's interesting that you had an editor that said, yo, write this angle. Is that how the biz works?
Yeah, I didn't know you were stopping there. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Hey, here's this like hot take. Let's write about it. Okay, cool.
And no, it wasn't a hot take at the time. At the time, it was very unconventional. They were trying to come up with sort of these different ways to view the show. Remember when Breaking Bad was the hottest thing on earth? Everybody was writing about Breaking Bad. You couldn't open the internet without finding 10 think pieces about something that was going on in Breaking Bad.
And they were deep. Like somebody spent way too much time on it.
Exactly. And so they were like, well, what has never been written before? Well, that's never been written. So I took that on. You can, if you want to read it, I suggest going to www. Anyway.
Hey, so we actually, I had one of the guys behind the scenes here at Could Be Better, Brody, who did our website, couldbebettermeh.com. He was talking to me and he said, doesn't Colin like hate Breaking Bad or something? Because I think there was some conversation we had and your take wasn't good.
Yes, I'm not. I do not worship at the altar of Breaking Bad in the way other people do. I think it was overrated. In fact, that was a part of the series. I wrote that too. That's the one that got the most heat, not the Skylar thing. Everybody told me to go jump in a washing machine after that. But I think it was a show that was good. It's a good show. It wasn't great.
Wow. Do you think Ozark is better than Breaking Bad?
Oh my God. I was just going to make that comparison. Yeah. 5,000. Ozark is so much more nuanced. To me, it is smarter. Now everybody's going to have a shit fit about that because everybody thinks there's all these Easter eggs in Breaking Bad, and look at this callback and look at that callback and look at this metaphor and how smart is this? This is literature, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. You heard it here first. Fuck off. Ozark is smart because it knows exactly what it is and it does it very well. Now, I also want to say Ozark is better because it knows when to stop. Breaking Bad went 7 seasons. This is going 4.
It was 7?
Did it not go 7? I thought it was like 7.
I thought it was 5, 6 tops.
Am I thinking they did the last season they did two halves, remember? Like Ozark is doing right now.
Final season was 5.
So okay, they did 5 seasons. The final season was split up into 2 seasons essentially. Yeah. So they did, and Ozark is quitting. This is the 4th, and it's split up into 2 seasons, right?
Yeah. And I feel like Ozark had the luxury of, like, aside from everyone's Netflix subscription prices going up, they're doing it right. Like they kind of did their cap where sometimes the episodes would be 35 minutes, sometimes they'd be 47 minutes. But then, like, I think the second half, like the episodes are a little bit longer because they want to take their time with it. They want to do the things, and you can't really do that with network television. So do you think that had to play into why Breaking Bad felt like it was a little draggy in some spots?
Maybe it definitely could have. I grew annoyed with Walt. I got to the point where I'm tired of I'm the one who knocks. It was very novel in whatever first season or second season when he did it. But as you saw him get more and more confident at like, he just gets so petulant. I was all in on Aaron Paul, on Jesse. Did
you watch El Camino?
No, I do want to catch up with that because that's his, right? That's his story. So I do want to do that. And my dad loves Better Call Saul.
Oh God, it's so good. It's the final season this year, and I can't wait. It comes out in like, I think, weeks, and I can't wait.
But in terms of the Breaking Bad universe, I'm not there. And you're going to tell me, what was I wrong about? What was I wrong? Are you telling me I'm being too harsh?
I think people ruined it for you because I
The
kept it
hype
very.
did ruin it for me.
The hype ruins a lot of things for. I mean, hot take, Game of Thrones, right? Like some of the stuff was cool, but like it was a hype beast. And like I worked in an office at the time. And so then if I didn't watch it on Sunday, people would talk about it and be spoilers. And it's like, okay, I just want to like talk to people. So I guess I'll watch this show. And it was okay. It was fine. I liked some of the stuff. Like I read some of the books growing up and it was cool, but like the hype just kind of whatever. Breaking Bad, I just felt very different about because I had a lot of people say, oh, well, it starts real slow. And I was like, whatever. And I watched it and I was like hooked. And so I was like, okay, well, everyone's idea is wrong about this show. So I'm just going to stop listening to people unless they tell me they like the show. And that's how I kind of like lived my life for those seasons. And it was between Breaking Bad. So I guess it ended in 2012. So between Breaking Bad and Dexter ending at the same time, those are shows that like both had their low spots for sure. Dexter more so than Breaking Bad. Don't get me wrong. But it was just a very fond time of TV watching for me.
Yeah, I could say. Well, Mad Men ended around the same time as well. I really liked Mad Men.
Yeah. Never got into Mad Men. I actually have only ever seen one episode.
Well, then you don't know yet. You don't know if you like it. You haven't seen it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Speaking of Mad Men.
Yeah.
So speaking of Mad Men, our next guest is Danniel Knight from the Frederick band, Sunniva. Sunniva's, I think they're putting on a new record here soon. We get to hear a debut song from their new record that they've not heard, that you've not heard, anyone's heard until tonight. So that'll be cool. They're playing a show for final plug of the night. They're playing May 7th with friends of the show, Demood, at Old Mother Brewing, show 7 to 9-ish. Again, May the 7th to Saturday at Old Mother Brewing. It's Sunniva, Jack Funk, and Demood. So we're going to hop on this episode. Interview.
We're on the episode. We've been doing this episode for 15 goddamn minutes.
But we've not been hopping. You know, we're going to hop on the episode now and we're going to go talk to Danniel and he's going to blow our minds.
Like Ozark.
Yeah, like Walt Jr. Here we go. Danniel Knight from Sunniva. Welcome to the Could Be Better podcast.
Hello, my friends.
For people that can't see, because obviously we only upload the audio, Danniel is like living on his freaking porch, and I get to see all these car lights come through, and it's really beautiful. I kind of wish I was there hanging out because it feels like maybe you're on a swing, maybe you're on like a camping chair.
Yeah,
comfortable, dude.
Yeah.
Colin, give us money for rocking chairs, man. I'm in this office chair. It's awful.
Give us money. Like I got money, man. All I do is drink cheap wine. Danniel, it has been so good. Just I ran into you as we taped this a week ago, I believe. And when we ran into each other, we had a massive moment. We hugged and we kissed and we danced. It was so good to see you. I haven't seen you in such a long time. I want to start with, what is up with the band, man? I know you guys are creating all the time. Where are you at? How many new songs do you have? Are you putting out new songs? Let's hear about some stuff.
Yeah. So, first off, it was fantastic to see you as well.
Yeah, dude. We gotta hang, dude. You gotta come over. We gotta.
Absolutely.
We'll play video games and eat chocolate
and drink Sauvignon Blanc by Sutterholm.
Yeah. That's right.
So, yeah, last year we released a full-length album, the first full-length album, and it was a lot of work. I had a lot of downtime to wasn't necessarily downtime, but I guess the year prior, I don't know, years are all a soup of time now. I don't know when was when, but we recorded an album. I was able to do it a lot on the computer and send demos to guys when we were like, not seeing each other because of COVID. And then we released it and things were going cool. And then last summer I got COVID really bad, and it kind of stunted us a touch. We had to cancel a handful of shows we were really excited for. And anyways, we still managed to record 3 songs that we're very excited about that we are releasing individually. We just released Palm Cake, which, you know, it's on YouTube and Spotify. We got a video for it and all that.
Saxy solos, man. Saxy solos.
Yeah. Austin Litz, our sax guy. I live with him.
What's up, Austin?
Man, I'll get him to say hi at some point. But yeah, so we managed to record 3 tunes. Actually, it was a really cool experience. Deacon is his name from Animal Collective. Josh is his first name. He helped us like track the songs. We recorded at Right Way Studios with our guy, as always, Paul Mercer. This is in Baltimore. But it was cool to have him sit in with us and help track the tunes and like get the backbone of the songs. We've always been fans of Animal Collective, so that was awesome. And we're gonna, yeah, it was cool, man. We're gonna release each song individually with a video, and you know,
is this sort of releasing it song after song? That's kind of the new way to do things, right? People don't put out records anymore.
Yeah, I had somebody consult me before we released the album that to release each song last year or whenever we released the album, to release like each song individually. And we're like, we want to release an album. But we found out that each single that we released with the video was actually like got like some hype, you know. It's all about playlists these days. I mean, that's how I find new music too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you miss the album though? If it was up to you, would you want to put out like a 20-song double LP epic?
Yeah, I would. I like it. You know, it's like I like it. One thing is like if you have like a fan base that's hungry for that, it makes sense. Also, it's a lot of effort and a lot of time. So I love it. I'm not ready to say one or the other. It just was more fitting to do the 3 songs this past year and release them individually. But I would like to ideally record an album this summer and then have another full-length album come out sometime next year. Or if we get it done faster, later this year.
Yeah.
So.
Geez, Colin, they're not the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They don't just put out double LPs of garbage every like 10 years.
Oh, jeez. Wow, it's a shot at the Chili Peppers.
No, I'm just kidding. I haven't heard their
shots at
dude,
the Chili
like
Peppers.
Stadium Arcadium wasn't that bad. But apparently they're doing it again. And
I don't wanna feel like I fucking did that day.
Dude, they are putting in another double album, and I don't get it. But it's with Rick Rubin, and I'm like, I guess he must be doing something right because he doesn't.
The only
touch
double
trash.
I believe in is Double Motorcycle. That's all that I care.
Hey,
I like real quick though, and I want to. You said you had if you don't mind talking about it, you said you had a real tough battle with COVID. Can you talk a little bit like what happened with? You said it was really tough dealing with all that. Were you how bad it get, man? Did you lose your taste and you didn't want to get out of bed? What happened?
Yeah, it started with that. And first off, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the first single they just came out with recently. He has an Irish accent, and all of us in the band cannot understand why.
Dude, he is an eclectic taste that you just don't understand, you know?
I saw this hilarious meme that was like the thinking man, and it was like I just started a free improvisational jazz band, and then it was like, but does it accidentally end up sounding like the Chili Peppers? And I was like, I have that in me, but I love the Chili Peppers, so that's why.
I do too. And John Frusciante's back, so it's a good thing for everybody. It's cool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So sorry, I got sidetracked.
Chris opened a shithole there, but yeah, I mean,
it
was bad COVID. That was the thing. It was bad.
Bad COVID, and it was like a bad flu and all that. And then I all of a sudden started having respiratory issues, and like a week later, and it turned into pneumonia, and I was in the hospital on oxygen, and that for like a week. And you know, it was scary. I didn't know I didn't know. Like they were like, you really need to you really need to do this. We can't add any more oxygen, or you're gonna have to put you under. Like, and I was tired as hell afterwards for a bit. Like it was kind of like, but it's okay. I'm alive and it's cool. But it was a little bit tough.
Do you feel like it's hard to breathe now?
I don't. I don't think so. No.
Did that when you came out of it, were you like, I'm going to go extra hard at making art because I just like brushed up against all this awful shit?
Yeah. And then like, 20 minutes later, it's like, man, I need to watch Iron Chef. And so, honestly, like I had that in me, but it's been a struggle. Like, but it's all coming back. And like I said, we were able to get these 3 songs that are each really good. But I didn't come out on fire, quite the opposite.
Yeah,
but
that's cool. Well, let's get to one of those songs, right?
Yeah. Speaking of fire, Danniel, what song do you want to play first?
All right. So, well, we were discussing, which one do you think would be best?
Oh, we're gonna do the world premiere. World
premiere this shit, man.
Premiere. Iris Eyes. And speaking of fire, we're shooting a video that will involve some fire. That's all I'm gonna say.
Who's breathing?
There might be some breathing. It's definitely gonna be, moving around.
All right. Well, here is the world premiere of Iris Eyes by Sunniva. Dude, okay. I know the bass player is related to you somehow. It's your brother, right?
It is my brother.
The guy's
Connor.
he's got to calm down. Like
He's-
on those songs, he is just everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And it's I don't know. It's funny. I remember seeing. I think maybe we played a show together at Guido's in one of my old bands, and I remember your brother was going like guitar center bassist, like straight up. Like you guys are setting up. He's turning his amp like all the way up, and he's like, "Boo." I'm like, oh man, I get it. Like he's showing off. Whatever. Like okay, that's fine. I'll wait till the Harry sounds in the band. Then you guys started to play, and he's still ripped like the whole freaking time. I was like, damn, like he is really really good. And then you don't have the same drummer. You haven't had the same drummer the whole time, have you?
Well, there's only a few shows where we played without Pat. So,
okay.
All the shows we did together was with Pat, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Very early that we didn't have Pat. And then like there was one or two that he couldn't make, so our cousin Jackson filled in.
Yeah.
But
I remember, I think it was Pat. And it's like, it was just tight. And it was cool because it frees you up to get to do stuff. And then on the new songs, it's cool because Schulzenberger's now in the mix of things and adds like a whole new level to stuff. And it's cool to be able to hear these new songs as almost like a fresh band, because it's like you've all kind of like found your corners and are really doing the stuff that you guys want to do. When you were recording at Right Way, which Right Way is an awesome place. I did some time there for an EP for a friend, and Evan from Right Way booked us in those rooms, and it's a beautiful facility and like it's really really cool. But did you guys find that it was tough to like kind of carve out the parts of where you guys wanted to sit in the song with all of you kind of just doing a ton of stuff all at once?
So that's something that let's just call him our producer, Paul. He always, talks about that, like, because we're all pretty busy. But as we've gotten used to playing with each other, and I want everybody to express themselves and enjoy what they're playing, their parts, because that makes a band more interesting when everybody's voice is actually coming through. As opposed to like that song was fully written and I sent it to them, but then we get together and it starts melding, or changing. And it just, that sometimes that can be tricky. It's just finding where to pull out, where to, get quiet here. Let's not do too much there. But because, that contrast can make any art more powerful. So yeah, man, that definitely that can be tough, but it didn't come too hard with this song. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Paul Lingenor alum, what band did he used to play in? It was a 3-piece that he would play in back in the day, and I can't remember their name.
I don't know. It's been in a bunch. The first one's coming to my head is Pocket Bells, I think. Was that one of his bands? Well, if it's not, I'm sorry. I don't know.
There was like some like Battle of the Bands thing, and I think he played bass, and it was kind of like a funky indie artsy thing. And I remember seeing them play. I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. And then I know his mom, and so it was like, oh, like Donna's legit and like Paul's legit, and like it was cool. So that's awesome that he's like doing your stuff. That's cool. So did he produce all of the new songs?
He's produced all of everything that I recorded, even with Holy Mountain, which was when I wasn't singing, I was just playing guitar and helping write songs, and just for whatever reason, just like we've just had that relationship, and it's been great because he's really talented and keeps getting better. And
let's go to Holy Mountain though for a minute. Let's go to Holy Mountain for a minute, because I think there was a time that you and I met to drink a bunch of beers at Wags a little while ago, and you reminded me of, at this point it's probably 9 years ago, when I reviewed the Holy Mountain songs.
I reminded you of it.
You reminded me of that, which I didn't even remember any of that. I don't think you were that happy. I think you kind of were pissed at me, you said.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was younger then, kind of more fragile.
How many stars did he give you? Do
Like
you remember?
1 out of 5 or
That's
-2
not
out of
true.
4. I don't
Damn.
know.
That's not true, man. That's
Nah, I
not true,
wasn't-
man.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I remember Lauren really liked you guys, and Lauren was like, "You
Yeah.
gotta listen to this."
Lauren loved this. Yeah.
Yeah. So then
Yeah,
she was
Gave
like,
it
if,
like 5 stars.
she was like, "If you're shitty to this, I'm just not gonna run the review. If you only give it 1 star, we're not gonna run it. So fuck you, Colin." And I was like, "Damn, okay." But I keep forgetting. Is there a Holy Mountain reunion ever coming?
We always talk about it. Sam Tressler, he's a film guy, man. He's got his film called Leda, which has been premiering in film festivals. Hopefully he's going to have a screening up here in Maryland sometime this year. He's busy with that. Yeah, he's been living up in Brooklyn, and yeah, he's super talented and passionate about film. So, but one day we would love to. Absolutely, we would love to. We talk about it all the time.
We'll book it at Old Mother.
Yeah.
Did Holy Mountain play 200 East?
No, that was, you guys were broken up by the time 200 East came around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. When did you break up? Honestly, like 7 years ago? 8
Yeah,
years
man.
ago?
Honestly, I would need to look in the archives. I don't.
It's funny though. Like when I go back, I remember that was one of the albums. I think it was an EP, to be honest. I think it was. And I sometimes I'll stumble across those first records I reviewed when I moved to Maryland, and I'm like, fuck me, man, I really got it wrong. And that was like, that was one of the records that I really actually find myself listening to a bit now. So you guys win in the end.
Oh, it's all good, man.
But you don't though, because he only plays it on his iPod, so you don't get like the 0.0001 cent for every stream.
You know what? We don't even have it on Spotify, so it's only Bandcamp. holymtn.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Holy MTN. What is it with Frederick and bands that are named Mountain but don't spell mountain?
I think we were the first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were before Silent Old Mountains, weren't you?
I believe so. But it just looked
out.
Aesthetically cool. I don't know. It was like
that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So are you ready to get into this second song, man?
Sure.
You ready now? What do you want to hear for the second song? Not a Holy Mountain song?
Nah. We don't have it pulled up. And plus, we're gonna get on to Palm Cake. Let's go ahead and do that.
Palm Cake?
This one, when this podcast is released, you could find the video online on YouTube and find the song on Spotify.
It'll be in the show notes. We'll put a link to the video there because video is cool. So tell me a bit about that as we kind of cue this up, because we got a producer in the back here. No one can see it, but he's putting the tracks on. Where did the idea for the video come from? And second part to that question is, how soon did you know you wanted Austin just to rip something on the song?
So the video, the guy, I just came across his Instagram. I saw some videos he did. His name is Documa Vision. I saw he did a video for a band called Dummy, who has ties to Frederick. But anyways, and I didn't really have much instruction. And I was just like, I want to see what you see from this. And I liked what he had going. And then for the song, for Austin, we were talking like in the intro, it'd be cool just to have wild, like animal-like sounds. And so I basically was, Austin, I want just like, woo, like elephant noises and shit. And then the dun, 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 whatever. That was a guitar line. It was just like, just play unison with that, just to beefing it up. And yeah, and then he added some flute on it. So yeah, it adds a lot of texture to it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool sound. And this is Palm Cake.
Yeah.
Palm Cake, man. So obviously, as we were listening to the song and we were just jamming out, we were talking a little bit about the lyrics. For the lyric writing process for the new songs, you kind of mentioned like a lot of it just comes off just the cuff and you kind of work through it. What does that look like with like logistically? Like if you're just kind of just like in that moment, you spat off some stuff, you're like, oh, I really like that. Do you like stop and like grab your phone and like jot down some notes? Do you have like a notebook? Like what's your process for kind of writing with the lyrics a little bit?
I try to record everything and vocally improvise and try to not get in my way. And so I can kind of like mumble words and phrases together, and then it kind of shapes into something. And I listen back to it and tweak it a little bit, and then it's like a abstract image that kind of takes form. And then meaning kind of comes from it, and then it kind of gets shaped a little bit more. So I had the privilege the past like year and a half to take some really cool songwriting courses with some talented songwriters, and so I've been
like on the internet.
Who's that? Yeah,
yeah.
Did you do that masterclass?
Just a I don't know, just a workshop, I guess. But it's this website, School of Song, I did with one of the members from Big Thief. His name is Buck Meek. I did it with Luke Temple, who's one of my favorite songwriters from Here We Go Magic, and Robin Pecknold and Dave Longstreth, who are all some of my favorite songwriters. But at the time of writing that song and the one I played before, I was in a songwriting course, and we were doing a lot of exercises that had to deal with, just kind of utilizing your subconscious to come up with lyrics.
So it's like utilizing your subconscious. Is that like meditation or like what I don't know what that means.
Okay. So it's like, I find it more interesting when artists, and myself in particular, is more like conveying something that may be from beyond just what I'm thinking. So I'm not doing the best at describing it.
No, man, you're doing good. So, it's like it's you're kind of taking me there, and it's like just the idea of a complex thing and on the spot question, like it's not like I sent you these questions ahead of time or anything like that. So it's like it's. All,
I thought we did that. I thought we did that.
Yeah, we did. I wrote an essay. And, but it works out interesting because you just things end up taking form, and then you can throw in stuff that's as simple as drinking a cup of coffee and throw it in there or something, but it makes it interesting to blend in more dreamlike, surreal it's just like flow stream of consciousness, basically, So Palm Cake was that. It was just like images that came to me like I was tripping or dreaming, So.
And does that come like when you're practicing with the band together, or like you've said a couple of times now, it's like, hey, you've kind of come together with the full song and then pitched it to the band. Does that come normally like just you in your bedroom with your MacBook, or like what does that kind of look like?
Well, it can be both. The first song I wrote, Iris Eyes, I wrote on my MacBook with the same writing process, but by myself. And then Palm Cake that kind of wrote itself like really quickly with the band together. And I'm not playing much. I'm not playing during the verses, so I just was singing. So that came pretty quickly, which was pretty awesome. I was happy about that.
I want to get to this because I know we're about to wrap up, and we haven't touched on this yet. And this was something I really wanted to get to with you, Danniel, is sort of the current state of the music scene. You've been through a lot of different phases of music in this town. You've seen bands come and go. You've seen them break up. You've seen good shows, bad shows. You've played shows packed to the brim. You've played shows in front of 2 people. We've all done that. Right now, do you think it's in a weird sort of transition phase? Do you have a lot of bands that you see coming up that you really like, or do you think it's kind of stale right now in Frederick?
I'm not. I'm maybe not the best to ask this because I don't really know that well how to answer that. It just kind of is. I don't really compare it to much, and I'm not exposed to everything. I mean, there's so much out there. So yeah, I'm sorry I don't have a good answer.
Are there places to play, like things like that? Do you find
all right, places to play? We could say that.
Is there an abundance of shows happening, do you think?
Yeah, so it's always changing, right? I mean, before we would play at Guido's and we'd play at Area 31. These places aren't there anymore and whatever. But now there's breweries, and that makes it a different type of venue. So it is different. It seems like there's a decent amount of places to play, but there always could be more because I feel like there's lots of bands, but there's also certain bands that play kind of often,
Who are some of your favorites? Who are some of your favorite local bands?
Oh, all of them. I love all of
all of them. Who's in that band? Who's in all of them?
Well,
who's the lead singer for that band?
Colin.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, there's lots of good things. I grew up, yeah, kind of playing with like, double motorcycles and Silent Old Mountains, and still doing it, and always have been awesome. Natalie Brooke, she's really talented.
She slays.
We hope to get her on the show here.
Yeah, I hit her up this week. This episode will come out weeks later, but she saw my message and she has not responded yet. So Natalie Brooke, what's up? Let's go. Yeah, she was in a music video for one of the bands I was in at a point, and she did a great job. She had to pretend to get really angry and cry, and I have a photo on my phone still of her holding her eyes open like this. So her eyes would just start to water. So she would cry, and it worked, and she was great. But yeah, it was tough.
We also, I live with Austin and his band Litz. I mean, they, kind of based in Frederick. So they're awesome. I mean, they're always playing all over the country. Great jam band. He's got a side thing, Crypto Wave Radio, that's awesome. We're getting ready to do the gig with Jack Funk, who's fantastic, and
the mood
is always fantastic. So I think that is such a great bill. I'm so excited to play with those bands.
Well, and the thing that kind of sucks is we had the people, we made them wait. Like this show was supposed to happen in January, and then things just kind of stopped. So I'm really glad all of you are like, yeah, let's do it, because now we get to do it, and it's just 4 months later.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. And what's really ironic is we put it up and posted, and someone was like, "Oh, that's funny. You played at Old Mother last year, May 7th. So it's exactly 1 year."
Oh, look at that.
Right? First show
5-7. There you go.
Yeah, 5-7. Sunniva at Old Mother Day.
It's romantic. I think it was outside, wasn't it?
It was supposed to be, and then it rained a little bit.
It rained.
Yeah. But it was a great time.
Yeah, I came in. I think it was like one of like the first shows back, and it was packed, dude. It was because it was your CD release, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Both me and Chris were there.
Yeah, I think I saw both of you there.
Yeah, I met you there. Corey came.
Oh shit, Chris, that's right.
Yeah, Chris told me to leave. He didn't want to be seen in public with me. So
yeah, I said your hands are clammy. Let's stop.
He said, "What the fuck did you say about Holy Mountain 10 years ago, you asshole?"
1 star. One.
What? Nah, it's all love, man. I'm not.
So yeah, as we wrap up, I want to ask you, how can people, do you know off the top of your head, if they want to check out Sunniva, if you got the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the TikTok, the Pornhub, whatever you got, how can people find you?
Well, we may be diversifying into those last 2 platforms you mentioned.
Such a diplomatic way of saying that. That's fabulous.
Yeah. But as of right now, we kind of do most things on Instagram, Sunniva, SUNNIVA_songs. And from there, you'll find links to everything else. And of course, we're on Spotify and YouTube and wherever else you listen to your music. Yeah, tune in.
Colin's iPod.
Colin's fucking iPod. Danniel, so you got the show on May 7th again with Jack the Funk and the Real Mood, and it's going to be awesome at Old Mother on May 7th. It's going to be a great time. We have an oldie but a goodie. Is that what's coming up next?
Yeah, I think this is a good one to end on. It's called Stuck. It's off our last album, which there's lots of songs and that you probably haven't heard yet, or lots of people haven't checked out yet. And it's an album worth checking out. So this is one of them. There's a video for it. Have fun. Love you. Mwah. Bye.
Kisses.
Kisses. All right. Thanks for coming on, man. This was fun. And this is Stuck.
Wanted to share
Could Be Better podcast is produced by Chris Perry and Colin McGuire from the Could Be Better Studios in Frederick, Maryland.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at couldbebettermeh.
You could also email us at couldbebettermeh@gmail.com. And don't be afraid to reach out if you're an artist, a band, anybody looking for a show. We'd love to book you. Also, if you'd happen to want to be a sponsor, we'd like to hear from you too.
Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Give us a 5-star review if you like what you hear and want to hear more. And also give us a 5-star review if you don't like what you hear and definitely don't want to hear more.
His name is Chris Perry.
His is Colin McGuire.
And we are out of time. For now, this could be better.